Last week I asked the question, what if Starlight was the one meant to go to Celestia's school? Basically suggesting the idea that since so many of the unicorns accepted by Celestia seemed pretty average in comparison to Twilight, that perhaps Celestia had simply put out the call looking for any unicorn of a specific age who had just gotten their cutie mark or who had displayed an impressive amount of magic. And then stopped accepting any more unicorns once Twilight had shown what she was capable of. And after I put together that video, I began to think back to Starlight's first appearance in the series during the Season 5 premiere. More specifically, why she seemed so interested in Twilight's cutie mark over all the others. She states, "This one belongs to a princess. It could be very important to our cause." Now, we know that she had been deceiving the rest of the village, and had never removed her own cutie mark in the first place. So what was her real goal with this cutie mark? We're given a partial explanation to her motivations during the Season 5 finale in that Sunburst receiving his cutie mark had caused Starlight to lose her only friend. But to me, that feels incomplete. And looking back at the question I posed in last week's video, there may be more of an answer here. Consider for a moment that a young Starlight Glimmer, despairing over the loss of Sunburst, becomes obsessed with getting her own cutie mark, believing that it will get her into Celestia's school as well. Only by the time that did happen, Twilight had already proven to Celestia that she would one day become the element of magic, and Celestia really didn't need to accept any more candidates. Of course, young Starlight wouldn't understand that fact and suddenly see that her cutie mark hadn't gotten her what she really wanted in life, her one true friend. Now, let's combine that despair with another aspect of her personality that we know from today. Her reliance on using magic to solve her problems. Where do you suppose that came from? If we think back to that moment when Sunburst had been accepted into Celestia's school because of his power, and consider the idea that perhaps Starlight had tried to do the same thing once she had acquired her own cutie mark, what if she had reached the conclusion that her magic simply wasn't strong enough to be accepted? Instilling within her a burning desire that if you had greater power, you could finally achieve whatever you wanted. Now consider the idea that Starlight can actually switch cutie marks with others. And suddenly, her motivations become a little clearer. Think of it as like a child who began with a very simple motivation of wanting to reunite with her one true friend, and believe that greater magical power was the key to that goal. Yet over time, that initial goal was slowly forgotten, replaced more and more by a thirst for power. If we look at Starlight nowadays, after she had brushed aside that desire for greater magical prowess and rediscovered friendship, we still see just how far she'll go towards that initial goal of reconnecting with Sunburst. Is it really too far of a stretch that she'd come up with the idea of drawing other ponies in with the promise of equality until someday she'd find one with a greater magical prowess than her own? What do you think? I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.